deregulation.
The Joe Rogan experience.
Now, I don't know if they have to take additional precautions due to traveling with hazardous waste and whether or not those precautions were or were not taken. That's what I'm hearing about this case, is that
I think the people in charge of rolling back railroad safety regulations should see prison time. I know it won't happen, but what do you think? What do I think? You want to ask me what I think about what should happen to the railroad executives and what should happen to the people in Congress that allowed it to happen? I'll tell you what I think. I mean, they might not get everything right, but I think there's usually some really cool stuff that they do out there in China, especially as it pertains to like mishandling chemicals. I'm just saying, like 49 Ruhai logistics staff and government officials also were sentenced. And the highest sentence, and this might come as a surprise to you, was not given to the random guy that's in the bottom of the fucking rung, the worker, but instead the executive, a board member, accused of dereliction of duty, abuse of power, and accepting bribes and giving lesser punishments. All I'm saying is, you know, there are different methods of dealing with this sort of thing. I don't believe in capital punishment, but other parts of the story are pretty cool. 49 people being arrested and being charged with a crime. Yeah. There you go. I hope that was more informative on my position specifically as it pertains to what to do with executives. Yeah, it's not a death sentence. They give him a suspended death sentence, which is life in jail, for the record. For those of you who are like, what the fuck? A death sentence? That's crazy. I mean, they do actually sometimes execute. In that particular story, they did not. They just gave him a life sentence, perma jail.
That this is something that they were trying to cut money by transporting these things that are hazardous wastes in a way that perhaps maybe they shouldn't have been transported that way, or maybe the regulation should be different.
I don't know if it's even hazardous waste, though. I think it's just chemicals that we use in.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why is it these two people talking about this issue, man? Why? I can't. She's not wrong. It isn't hazardous waste. It can sometimes feature hazardous waste, but she's not. Fuck. Oh my God. I hate this.
In plastic.
Oh, it's very hazardous. It's not waste.
Right.
Hazardous materials.
Right. It's very hazardous material. I don't think
it's
like the byproduct. Yeah.
No, it's very dangerous materials.
But that's why there's this one kid, Nick Drum, who's been doing these amazing TikToks that I'm obsessed with because he's like a.
I can't watch this. I can't. I really, I just like personally can't. I despise her. And Joe Rogan talking about this. Anyway. Do they watch the TikToks? Oh, the TikToks that we watched. Yeah, I know. We've seen all this. Okay, great. Anyway, they're gonna agree with us. I don't even know what she does. I don't know what she is famous for. I think she's like a comedian or something. I just can't, like, every time I listen to a Joe Rogan episode with her, I'm just like, I can't do it. I literally can't get over. I cannot get through a video with her and Joe together. Like, Joe's already so fucking stupid that, like, if his guest is also just as stupid, it's just like, she just sounds dumb. No. I don't know why Joe has her on so much, too. It's just, I can't do it. Yeah, she's a centrist poster turned comedian after Joe had her on. Exactly. That's the worst thing Joe Rogan has done for comedy is like constantly make these fucking people turn to comedy as a career. She's funny. Get over it, lol. Okay, just for that crime, everyone has to suffer. We're watching the rest of this video now.
This hasn't been getting...
So were these clouds? I also sent you a video that shows what it looks like in the area where these clouds are passing over, and it is horrific. It's apocalyptic. It's so terrible. There's a man who's on the ground who's screaming that these aren't storm clouds, that these are the clouds of this shit that they're burning from East Palestine. And he's freaking out, and like animals are dying, pets are dying, fish are dying in the rivers. The idea that they only evacuated a small area.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about like miles and miles away from this.
Yeah.
Animals are dying. This is it. Look at this. Play this. Go full screen with this because it's so
These aren't storm clouds. This is the fucking shit that they burn off. The fucking shit they burn off in East Palestine. This is not fucking storm clouds.
Look at this.
I know.
Look at it. This is over Darlington.
Yeah.
And you can't hack.
Burn.
Burn.
That's why they felt they had to burn it.
But it did explode, right? Didn't
No,
it catch
they
fire?
felt it was going to be a massive explosion.
And this would have happened anyway. But there's no other options.
And they like in one of that kid's TikToks later on, he talks about how
even the Joe Rogan fans hate her. She's just like, I don't think she provides anything unique or new to the fucking story. I wonder who the actual guest was that canceled. Funny listening to Joe struggle to describe internet influence without being able to say influence because he knows he'd be talking about himself. He really loves this woman or owes her something. I turned it on for 5 minutes to see if she relapsed or became marginally funny. Neither. She had a baby and forgot to pay her taxes correctly. I think, and Joe Rogan's audience is like, half still Joe Rogan stans and half people who like now despise Joe Rogan. And she does unite a lot of those people. Like it's just like her entire thing, from what I understand, is just like being a centrist, right?
how they just buried it. And so people are saying they did this just to get the trains running again, basically, which again, the cynic in me wouldn't doubt, but I don't know. I just sent you a text from my editor, Joe Donatelli, who I loved from Playboy. He now lives in Ohio and he's does local news. And I will say local news has been great on this. They're actually reporting. And he said to me, you have to be able to muster the resources, fact check things. It isn't as fast as the internet where there's a void of information that gets filled. And he did a long thread about what they've learned at the local news station where he is. That's really good. And I recommend people go check it out because I think local news is actually pretty good on this. But some people in Ohio are saying they didn't even know about it. There's people who you'll see online, they're like, I'm in Ohio and I didn't hear about this, but maybe they don't watch local news.
I mean, this is just, I had this conversation in this community a week ago when we first found out about this and talked about it. You know what I mean? So it's just that's why I skipped it.
Hey, time for
Ben Shapiro being weird as hell about childless women. Oh, God. I didn't want to hear from this. The thing that's going to happen that is already